Welcome to the Care for Kūpuna podcast, where we dive into health, wellness, and vibrant living of our cherished Kūpunas. We are thrilled to take you on a journey exploring everything from health and wellness tips, deeply rooted in the spirit of Hawaii, to navigating the intricacies of retirement, preserving our rich culture heritage, and fostering vibrant communities for our elders.
Whether you're a Kūpuna yourself, a family member, a dedicated caregiver, or simply someone passionate about supporting and uplifting our elders, this podcast is for you. Each episode is crafted with love and the intention to inspire, inform, and celebrate the golden years. So sit back, relax, and join us on this meaningful journey as we care for Kūpuna. Aloha and welcome to this week's episode of Care for Kūpuna, where we care for Kūpuna. I'm Trina.
I'm Lani.
And we are your Kūpuna Care Girls. By the time we hit our mid-50s, about 8 in 10 of us will notice at least one significant change in how we see the world. For me, I know I cannot see when I cannot hear, and I cannot hear when I can see. I don't know if that has something connected, but we're going to learn something today.
Yes. So the first thing is vision, which is, I do it on an annual basis. And what we're talking about is when you turn 50, a lot of things change after that. So, a couple of years ago, I didn't have to wear reading glasses. And just recently, my prescription for my glasses is now I'm wearing progressive. So this is so true that, how we see the future, it won't be as clear. So it's difficulty reading like small prints. It is a myth, though, as you get older, your vision gets worse. But if you maintain, going to the doctor and getting it checked and taking care of your eyes with all the things that I'll talk about, you can prolong that. So like my dad, he was able to drive way into his 70s and without any glasses. So
Wow.
Yes, he had really good vision. So, reading gets harder. Our eyes get drier. Some of my clients who walk in, sometimes they have prescriptions that's for their dry eyes, and it's really expensive drops. So yeah, your eyes get drier. So you want to protect your eye in, it's things like, if you're smoking, quit smoking. I mean, it's going to be like the common things. Wear sunglasses, exercise daily, prioritize on sleep. That's all going to help with, taking care of your vision and control your blood sugar.
Another part is hearing. By the time you're 55 to 64, at least 10% of us adults in the US will have some sort of hearing loss, enough that hearing aids could be beneficial. So checking with your health insurance would also be beneficial for you because a lot of these plans have hearing aid benefits. And hearing loss could be multiple factors. One could be, genetics, hereditary, or even due to previous things like concerts or maybe a trade. Maybe you worked in a really noisy machine company that, you heard loud noise all the time, or even mowing the lawn without ear protection. Of course, family history is a big one, but everybody's hearing loss declines over our lifetime. So it doesn't matter who it is, or if you don't have this in your history, eventually, hearing loss can happen and will happen, but it's very important because hearing loss leads to bigger issues. You get less brain activity when you lose your hearing. Some people even tend to isolate themselves, or even they don't even communicate with anybody because the lack of hearing, people get tired of repeating themselves. Mm-hmm. So there's even like over-the-counter hearing aids that could help in this situation. I know even like now they have those hearing AirPods that actually can make things clearer too. That was pretty cool. And it's also good to, being that we're younger and we're not quite at that age, even wearing like protective hearing things like hearing plugs, high quality hearing plugs. You can even download decibel meters on your app or on your phone to see how the noise control is. Diet is also very important. Eating a Mediterranean diet also shows about a 36% lower risk of your hearing loss if you have really high diet in high rich lean protein also helps.
Mm-hmm. What did you say? No, just kidding. Next is taste and smell. So what to expect in your 50s or later. The taste, so your taste buds on the tongue have cells that detect the, the sweetness, the salty, sour, bitter flavors. Then that transmit to your brain, which, in the process, the taste is your central nervous system. So flavors may diminish over time. Because, as taste buds disappear, we become less sensitive to flavors and develop a reduced sense of taste. Our noses become less sensitive, our mouths get drier, decreased saliva production. So recommendations would be, stay hydrated. Staying hydrated, it reduces the body's ability to produce saliva, a crucial component of tasting. And limit your exposures to toxins. So I'm thinking, whatever is sometimes good for you is bad for you. So, and they also say brush and floss regularly because poor oral hygiene and diseases affect the gums that can alter the taste sensation.
Oh, wow. Now let's touch on the sense of touch. Our sense of touch changes also with age. And it's something you probably don't really notice. Between the age of 57 to 64, about 60% of us will become impaired in the sense of touch. I didn't realize how high this was. So you'll start to notice your loved one probably dropping more things, complaining of maybe arthritis, maybe injuries due to clumsiness. Maybe they're having difficulty grasping things. So now they're grasping for the railing and they miscue, or they can't quite grasp it and they fall. Older folks tend to have a slower tactical reaction, and they also may do things to avoid that sense of touch, the motor skills. Maybe they no longer wear the button-down shirt because they get difficulty buttoning. Food sensitivities often decline first, affecting balance and increasing fall risk. So protection on your touch senses is eating more vegetables, fruits, lean proteins. It aids in blood circulation to the tiny vessels in your skin, maintaining a healthy weight, and avoid excessive alcohol. Be smart when you're out in the sun. Wear sunblock, wear protective gear, the rash guards and stuff, hydrating your skin. Also moisturizing your skin, hydrating it, because it's a cell. It's a major cell. And when you lotion up and moisturize it, you're actually inducing circulation in your nerves. So also practicing fine motor tasks like shuffling cards, sewing, playing an instrument. Those all are senses that can help you exercise the sense of touch.
And finally, the sixth sense. And this might be questionable, but we all have a different level of degree in our sixth sense. And this is another way of understanding the world. So as we get older, it might be harder. It's the sixth sense is the intuition or gist. So if everything else goes, then your sixth sense will also diminish. Yeah. So before we end the episode, we like to end with a joke or an inspirational quote. And today I have a quote. We touch people mostly without touching them. We touch them with our words, with our smile, with our eyes, with our courage, with our madness, with a million of different ways. So don't forget to touch people, not in that way, but in a warm way. We want to say mahalo to our faithful listeners. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Until next time, where aloha meets wisdom, one podcast at a time. Ahui ho.
Ahui ho.
Mahalo for joining us on this episode of Care for Kūpuna, where we explore health, wellness, and vibrant living for our cherished Kūpunas. We hope you found inspiration and valuable insights.
Remember, your support can make a difference. 20% of all proceeds from our podcast go to a nonprofit organization here in Hawaii dedicated to helping seniors in our community. If you'd like to contribute, visit our website at www.carewithak.com and make a donation.
Are you a brand or business looking to align with our mission? Consider sponsoring our podcast. Visit our website for more information on sponsorship opportunities.
For those with stories to share, we invite you to be a guest speaker on our podcast. Head over to our website to express your interest and become part of the conversation.
Last but not least, stay connected with us by subscribing to our email list and following us on social media at Care for Kūpuna with a K. Join the Care for Kūpuna community to stay updated on all things related to health, culture, and creating vibrant communities for our elders.
We appreciate your time and look forward to welcoming you back on the next episode of Care for Kūpuna.